defensive lineman, Edward Vesterinen, also known as Eddie B. Questions for Eddie B?
So, Eddie, take us back to the beginning. Your involvement with football, American football.
Yeah.
When did that start? How did it come about? I mean, was it popular in Finland?
So I started playing football when I was around 14 years old. It's American football is not very popular. Ice hockey, basketball, soccer are the main sports in Finland. And the way I got introduced to football was I was watching YouTube, and then this like a compilation comes up to me, like video. I think it was like a big hits compilation. It was like it was like a pump up compilation. I thought like, wow, this is really cool. Like people get to do this, like people hitting hard. And then I looked up like the local club team in my city, and then that's how it started.
So when did it become, okay, I'm just going to try this for fun, and I could actually go to America and play it in college? I mean, when did that start? Did you even dream of that initially?
Initially, no. I was playing football just for fun. So after a couple of years of playing, I started playing with the men's team, and everyone was telling me that you need to go like overseas to USA play football because you're really good at this. That's how I got into having dreams like this.
How many games did you play? How many players did you? I mean, I'm sure it was probably difficult to play because there probably weren't that many teams.
Yeah, I mean, I think when I started playing, we call like under 15 years old, like the league. I think there was like 7, 8 teams. It was we played 11 versus 11 football, but later on, once I turned 16, I got the chance to play with the men's team, and they had more teams. It was more competitive, and that's how I got to get better.
Anybody else you play with over here?
Over
Anybody
here?
from Finland over here playing? In the
Yes,
States?
my one friend Olaus Alinen, he started at Alabama now in January. We played we played against with the men's teams. He played on a different team, and we also played for a junior national team together. So we're pretty good friends, and we stay in contact with him.
Which was tougher, learning English or learning football rules and lingo?
I mean, English is not that hard to learn because all the movies I look at and all the games I played, and English caught up very fast. But I think the football, the details, it was very. I didn't know how much I didn't know about football, so it was kind of like hard maybe at the beginning to really get into.
You don't know.
Yeah.
What was the best movie that taught you English?
Best movie that taught me English. I mean, I like Forrest Gump. That's a good one. Yes.
I'm sure a lot of them probably taught you cuss words.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Some American swearing.
Yeah.
So you were part of Brandon Collier's tour?
Yes, I was
over
part
here?
of.
When
Yeah.
did you learn about that? How did you get involved with that?
So the way I got involved with Brandon Collier, the PPI, was that I heard that he had a camp in Helsinki, and there was people who contacted me and told me you should go to this camp. Then I went to the camp. I did pretty well. I ran fast. I was pretty agile, and he saw that I have a lot of potential, and that's how he got me onto the tour to come here to United States.
What was the recruiting process like for you? I mean, like, when somebody from West Virginia came to talk to you, did you know what West Virginia was?
It was hard at the beginning. I did not know what I was getting into. I mean, it started. My first offer was to Coastal Carolina, but then the coaching staff changed and they dropped me, and I didn't understand how the business world of this went, and I was kind of upset, but I just kept working, and I think Brandon helped me a lot. I could rely on him. It was hard to in the beginning to understand what the recruiting process was, but I had a lot of help.
We were differentiating between the teams with divisions and all that. Did you understand the difference between Power 5 and Group 5?
Yes,
and all that?
yes, I understand. I was looking at the stadium capacity. That's how
Okay,
that's
how
how
you determine-
differential everything.
So one's bigger than the
Yeah.
other. Okay, this one must be.
Okay, they
pretty
must
good.
have more money, budget money. So
There you go.
that's how it went.
So you get over here and it starts. What any shock factor when you're playing at this level? I mean, is it entirely different than what you did just in terms of skill and power and size than what you were doing in Finland?
So back in Finland, I played with big people, like older men, like from 20 to 30 years old men, big people. But the thing I really noticed at first was the speed. I remember my first rep, and I realized how fast the ball was snapped, that I had to pay attention to it, and I realized the O-line moved very more quickly and agile. So the speed of the game was the biggest thing that I had to adapt to.
Is there a different style in Finland? I mean, obviously here in America it's offense and throwing the ball and everything like that. Is Finnish different?
No, I think it's the same. There's a lot of people who have had college experience, and I've heard like they have air raid like offenses. They have spread. Some people play wing T. It's about the same. Just the speed of the game is very different.
Explaining it to your family or your parents. Are they up to speed on what you're doing, and when they watch you maybe on TV or whatnot, do they understand what you're doing?
I mean, it's hard to really for them to understand what I'm doing, but they see all the pictures I send them and videos they see me on TV. They know I'm working hard, and they've never been here to visit me, so I really hope that day comes and they will get to see what kind of facility we have and fans. But I think my parents, they watch me play back home, and I think they do have some understanding what I do.
Had an opportunity to watch a game live on television.
Yes.
Time difference.
My mom, she always stays up during the night. It's like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. She stays up, watches all my games.
Okay. And is she starting to understand it and get it? How all the things,
Yeah.
the intricacies of the game, and how it all works?
I think, yeah, she understands that there's 4 downs and stuff like, maybe not so deep, but yeah, maybe like a general view of the game. Yeah.
So you have to explain a lot to her and say, this is why we do what we do.
Yes, maybe not so much like situational, just to like say like, okay, maybe like if a game something happens, I explain, okay, this happened and that. But they do have a general view of the game.
Has there been any talks or any plans for them to visit in the immediate future?
Yes, they have plans to visit probably this year or yeah.
It's a big leap of faith for you to do that, to come here unknown. I mean, you knew a little bit about this, obviously. You did a little bit of research, but I'm sure your parents are like, I mean, you're going all the way across the world here to play football.
Yeah, I mean, I thought I had to show my parents that I am willing to take the step to be independent and create chase my dreams and maybe step aside from their shelter and experience some new things.
And that's not the typical Finland dream for a kid growing up, to be a college football player or a pro football player, is it?
No, not very. You can count, there's probably been like 6, 7 guys playing at Power 5 level. So I had 2 friends. One played at Eastern Michigan, one played at Colorado, and they were my mentors. They told me how the process is going to be like and what to do and how to get playing time. So they helped me a lot.
And I'm sure the other kids that you grew up with are like, why? Or where are you going? What are you doing? Did you get some of that?
Yeah, I did get some of that, like from the people who don't know what football is. Yeah, it was hard to explain how big football really is here, because like no one knows about football back home, and that's the biggest. I think it's a shame that we don't have the same popularity back home.
How have you improved since you got here the last couple of years?
I think the last couple of years since I've been here, I've improved in my consistency, and I think the details of my technique, the situational awareness. I think I'm more able to talk about like football with my coaches and understand the scheme we're doing and stuff like that. I think I've made a big steps forward.
Did you have to do some mandatory?
Oh, sorry.
Watching YouTube that one day and that video doesn't pop up. What was the plan for you? What do you think you would be doing?
What I was doing, I would be probably back home, going to university, or I don't really know. It's hard to say that what could have came of that.
Right.
It's hard.
And then your recruiting was further complicated because of the mandatory military service, and I believe you got out of that, right?
Yes.
But also you were maybe allowed to enroll 1 year. I think the pandemic maybe altered things, and you enrolled a little bit later. You know your story way better than me. Can you kind of fill those blanks in?
Yeah. So after high school, I had to do my military service in Finland. I wanted to get it out the way because you have to do it before you turn 30 years old. So during that time, I went to a special like a sports academy or like a sports what is it called, like units, sports units, and they gave me the possibility of training and having time to go practice and stuff like that. But then the COVID hit, and it was very depressing at the beginning because I thought all my dreams are gonna be gone. When that COVID happened, I had a visit to UMass before COVID happened, and after that I come back home. Then there's news about COVID, and they stopped talking to me, and I thought like it was over. Like they're not gonna recruit guys from Europe now because of COVID. But then I just kept working hard, and during the summer I had more interest, which led to me come here.
Wild workout videos online, if I remember correctly, right?
Yes.
Were you trying to like make sure people remembered you and like you can't come over, but like they can still get a look at what you're doing and how fast and strong you are too?
Yeah, I think Twitter really helped me market myself. I think Twitter made the world much smaller because like coaches can actually see my video, my workouts. That was my one most important way that I got in front of coaches, just so that they saw me work out and stuff like that.
You're talking about military. Just today, Finland joined NATO.
Yes. Yeah.
What does that mean to you? I mean, obviously, we don't think, that the war that's going on over there, and you share a Russian border.
Yes.
I mean, what does that mean to you when you saw that?
That means to me peace and calm, because the time when Russian had the attack on Ukraine, that made us Finnish people realize that we might be next, because they are willing to attack their neighbor countries, and as our country we were not officially in NATO, so we started the process to get more of a, how do you say, so that Russia has a bigger leap. Like if they attack us, they will attack everyone. So that brings me a lot of peace of mind. Yes, very, very important.
And normally, this is different. Normally, when we bring people in here to talk to from far away, shall we say, they're from Texas or they're from Florida.
Yeah.
And the main question is, have you ever seen snow before?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of snow.
Do you like to come to a place where it doesn't snow that much?
I like the long summer. Usually our summer is from June to late, maybe July or beginning of,
June 4th, huh?
yeah, beginning of August. So I really like the long summer here. I think I'm getting maybe too soft, like maybe too used to the good weather here, that I go back home it's too cold. But I think I've seen too much snow for my life. So.
In addition to football that you're learning about, are there other American things or just this side of the world things you're picking up on? Food, movies, music, stuff like that, that it's more common now, but maybe it was new to you before and you've developed a taste or a preference for that?
I think I really started liking barbecue. That's something Americans are very, very good at, barbecue. And I think about American culture. I think about how more socializing people are, and small talk is very, very more popular. I would say back home we keep to ourselves, and the culture is a bit different than here. So I like the more openness here.
Finnish culture to your locker room or your friends or anything like that about, I don't know, stuff that you're used to, that are comforts of home that you don't want to
Yeah.
get rid of quite yet.
Man, I have one of my teammates. He asks me every day. He wants to learn Finnish. I tell him like every day new words, and now we're able to say hi, how are you, like good, how are you, good. Like then we can like talk about what are we eating today. So it's really nice to have like someone who's very curious about the language. So I can teach him about my culture. And also my coach he asked me during the last season to give a presentation about the word sisu. Sisu is a Finnish word that cannot be translated into English because it involves a lot of words together like courage, relentlessness, and not willing to let down. It's something about always being relentless when you're faced with a like unexpected situation.
Who were the players that helped you with the language? Obviously, you help guys learn Finnish. Who were the guys that helped you understand things that maybe the slang that we speak that you have a tough time understanding?
I think I've had a lot of teammates help me, but I would say Jalen Thornton. He was my guy I could lean on my first year. He took me kind of like under his wing. He taught me how things work here, and like it was funny when my teammates like they were talking. Sometimes I couldn't understand what they were saying, so I was kind of like ha ha ha, yeah, just ha ha laughing. So maybe later on I started understanding what they were saying.
Now you understand,
Yeah, now it's 2 years, so yeah,
and now you can do it to them a little bit.
yeah, yeah.
Do you deal a lot with? You got a couple of European teammates who are here as well.
Yeah.
I mean, do you guys, talk amongst yourselves? I mean, it's different languages, so you got to find commonality. But what is it that you guys share?
Yeah, we share the same experience of being far away from home and I would say the hard process of coming up here, and there's something special about it. It's like my roommate Victor, I think he really, like us being roommates since the first year, really helped me like feel more at home and like more comfortable here. And I'm talking about Jairo. I love Jairo. Like we play defense. He's behind me, so I feel like we have this better chemistry. And like I always try to hype him up, and he hypes me up. It's like a mutual love for each other because we know how hard it was coming here. And then Eric, we try to show him how it works here and like give him all the support we can.
Like holidays coming up, Easter, a lot of your guys are maybe going out and going home. You're here. Christmas, you're here. Different holidays. Who are you with? What do you do?
My first year, I relied on my teammates. I remember last year, my first year, I went to spend Easter at the Traylon Davis house.
Okay.
It was very nice to get the real experience of how Americans celebrate.
Right.
I can't remember it was a small town in Ohio. It was very nice, but usually I spend time with the teammates who also don't have anywhere to go to, so we have our own thing going on.
Do you get home much at all?
I do go home. I'm going home next May.
Mm-hmm.
Going home for 3 weeks.
And who's the teammate you're teaching Finnish to?
I'm teaching Finnish to Torres Simmons.
Okay. And then Coach Jackson, you were telling about Sisu.
Yes.
How did that come up in conversation?
I think he read it. He read about it in a book, and he knew what it meant. But he wanted me to tell my teammates what it means and how you need to finish things. How you cannot let people down. How you need to have courage in unexpected situations. He wanted me to bring people up.
Okay, anything else, Freddie?
You still playing saxophone?
Yes, I do. I brought my soprano saxophone from back home. I do play, especially during summer when I have time. But I wish I had more time. But it's nice.
Who's your favorite saxophone player?
I don't really know.
Sonny Rollins. You ever heard of him?
No.
Saxophone Colossus. Old jazz guys.
Old
still
jazz
alive.
guys.
Yep.
John's a music.
But yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate it. Thank you.